Welcome back, everybody. Okay, we've all heard the saying, actions speak louder than words. So what does the body language say about Jodi Arias in the courtroom? Renate Mousseux is an expert on reading body language, and you have some very interesting insight about what's taking place there. First of all, tell us, when you're reading body language, and you are an expert at this, how did you start, and how do you go about doing something like that?
Well, body language has always been in my interest. Having been a professor, I'm now retired, you always have people in front of you and you assess them, how their body language is. May I make a general statement? Body language, it's very important that it is the entire body you see, not just the face or the hands or the shoulders. If you see the entire person, you really have a perfect picture. If not, it could be misleading that you just have one angle of the person. So whatever you have as a full person is really the correct assessment.
Okay,
so in that case, we usually have just the upper half or just the face.
Okay, so as we move into the courtroom now with this trial, there's Jodi Arias, and we've got a bunch of pictures to show that I would love to have you share with the viewers what you're seeing here. And, you know, when you take a look at her, what's the first thing that you notice?
Well, here in this picture, for instance, she has a very sullen expression. Almost comatose, if you want. She listens, obviously, but it's no expression in her face whatsoever. None.
What does that tell you?
Well, pretty cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded. No feeling.
No feeling. Nothing.
Again, no remorse.
No, nothing. No. And here she covers her mouth, which is usually, as soon as you cover your face or touch your face, it's usually a negative gesture. Here it's like, oh, I don't want to say, or I hope I didn't say what I really did say.
You see that photo so much on the news and in the paper. It's always hand over the mouth or the hair over part of the face.
Exactly,
like, I'm hiding. I don't really want you to know the real me.
Yes, yes. Here again, she touches her hair. That's a gesture. She has constantly putting her hair out of her face. But then after she leans down, having the hair in the face again, and touching her face is a constant movement of hers.
Constant movement,
Negative.
which is negative.
Negative.
Interesting. Look, oh, wow.
Here, that's totally different. Here she has the intellectual look, so-called. She has adapters, which we see here around her mouth. She clenches her teeth in a nervous manner. She walks into the courtroom right now, and like I say, around her mouth, you can tell that she is tense.
The muscle tension.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
And the eyebrow is raised, too.
Yeah, exactly. Here again, that look like maybe she would want to cry or so. Face, hand in her face, her mouth is open, but the movement for crying or the facial expressions for crying are not like that.
I was going to ask you, when you see somebody who is on trial and they're crying, can you tell when it's real and when it's not? So when she's doing this, there really is no remorse.
No, no tears, just actions, wiping her nose with a handkerchief, etc., but not real tears, not real emotion, no.
I think we have a couple other photos too, I believe.
Yes.
But you know, when you're looking at somebody who's on trial again, by just looking at the person, how can you tell if they are guilty or not guilty? No matter what they are pleading, how can you make that out?
Well, I tell you honestly, I don't like to go there, because that is up to the jury and to the judge to assess. But you can see if a person has honest emotions or not. That is one thing you can assess. But the guilty verdict is for somebody else to do. Here in her face, she looks around, probably at the jury, I'm not sure. But again, she touches her face. Here she touches her neck. Again, not a good gesture.
Okay, I'm looking away.
These are two total different Jodis. One is smiling for the camera. Her smile is not genuine, because around her eyes you don't have the laugh lines, and that is a must in a genuine smile. And the other one, sullen,
just Like just thinking, well, I don't want to be here.
Yeah,
Let's get this
exactly.
over.
Yeah,
but yet
almost
I'm gonna,
bored.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to change my
Yeah,
story.
right,
Again, the
right.
eyebrow is raised.
Yeah.
A hand to the face.
Always in her pictures, almost. Yeah.
Oh,
Here,
look at
that's
this.
like a modeling picture for the show. Very nice picture, naturally. Good-looking lady, but again, it's posing for the camera. It is not a genuine pose. It's not a natural pose. She seems to always be ready for the camera,
Always.
no matter what. Yeah.
Interesting. And then I noticed when she and Travis are together, and when he was kissing her,
Right.
he's not even looking at the camera.
Exactly.
So what does that tell you?
Well, for some reason, he seems to be a little different with her. Look here again. He doesn't look at her, which he normally would do. He looks to the camera. And that particular picture, I leave it up to the viewer, lets me think a little bit further where her hands are posed. It's not exactly how you touch a lover.
Yeah, especially with the one around the neck.
Yes.
Thank you. Interesting information, Renate. We appreciate it. We'll be